Is failure the secret of success? Data file. What can we learn from failure? Is it better to get it right the first time or to struggle along the way? Famous failures. Many people have failed along the way to great success. George Washington almost lost his job as commander of the Continental Army before becoming the first president of the United States. Steve Jobs, who was fired from Apple, the company he helped start, before returning to oversee the creation of the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. 3 record labels dropped Katy Perry, who went on to sell more than 48 million songs. Albert Einstein was expelled from school before going on to win the Nobel Prize in Physics. No colleges offered Jeremy Lin a basketball scholarship, and no NBA teams drafted him. Then he had a breakout season and signed a $25 million contract in 2012. Learning to be helpless. Studies have shown that animals and humans can develop learned helplessness. Learned helplessness. This is when someone accepts a painful or annoying situation instead of trying to change it. In an experiment published in 1975, people were divided into 3 groups. Group 1 heard a loud noise they could stop by pushing a button. Group 2 heard the noise and could not stop it. Group 3 didn't hear anything. The next day, all 3 groups heard a noise they could turn off. People from groups 1 and 3 quickly figured out how to stop it. In group 2, about 2/3 of people didn't try to stop the noise. Dr. Martin E.P. Seligman's research shows that the difference in the 1/3 of people who don't learn to be helpless is that they are more optimistic. They see failures as temporary, local, and changeable.
When we're children, we think we can do anything, especially in terms of creativity. We don't think about our skill set as being limited. Why does that stop at a certain age? It can actually stop as soon as we become conscious of ourselves. We start thinking that our mistakes are failures, and that these failures tell us and other people that we are not competent, that we are not worthy. This process can happen quite young. So we look at our text organization and we see an interview with questions and answers. When we look at the text structure of this section, we see that there is an effect listed here. The effect is that we see our skill set as being limited now, but when we were little we didn't. So if that's the effect. Now what is the cause listed here? Cause. We become self-conscious. We think about our mistakes and failures, and it makes us feel incompetent or unworthy. So the text structure is cause and effect. Cause and effect. Let's look at the next part. So we already know our structure, or organization is question and answer. Fast forwarding into adulthood and being out in the working world, how does being afraid of failure impact people's ability to be creative? It makes you afraid of being judged. Now, what innovation or creativity requires is that you do things that haven't been done before, and that you stick to them until you succeed. If you have a fixed mindset, which is this idea that you have a certain amount of limited ability, you are afraid to choose hard tasks. You think, what if I don't succeed? People will think I'm not as smart as I want to be, and I want them to think I am. As I want them to think I am. So just looking so far, what text structure do we see? I see the word impact, which shows me cause and effect. I see listed here the cause, being afraid of failure is the cause. Okay, and the question is, what is the effect? What is the impact? So if I look at that next paragraph, the answer paragraph, the first effect given is that it makes you afraid of being judged. And makes you afraid to choose hard tasks. So again, I see cause and effect as the main text structure here. Let's look at this paragraph here. Adults in a fixed mindset also think that great effort, great struggle, means that you are not smart. It's the notion that if I were smart, if I were talented, it would just come to me. But people in a growth mindset enjoy the effort, welcome the struggle. They understand that innovation requires it. So when we look at this paragraph, we see that we're comparing people in a fixed mindset with people in a growth mindset. So we are comparing, and we see this word. So this paragraph is compare, contrast, comparing people with a fixed mindset and those with a growth mindset.